Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber. I'm going to read this email real quick, okay? And then we're going to get into this, all right? So this email says, hey, Mr. Locario, how are you? I recently had a rough week last week with some chicks. I got flaked on 4 nights in a row with women I talked to from online dating sites. The excuses these women used were horrible and really made me tired of the dating game. I had a date with a girl I talked with on Instagram planned for Wednesday night, but she came up with a lame excuse. However, she did do something positive you mentioned, which was scheduling a time for the next day on Thursday. So I agreed and gave her another chance. Then Thursday came and she flaked again, saying she had meetings that night, which really annoyed me. So I'm done talking to her unless she reaches out to me. Now it gets worse because I had 2 more dates planned with girls I met on Tinder. One for next Friday and one for Saturday, both at my place. Friday comes around and my date for the night uses the same lame excuse about going to the hospital. I guess women are using this lame excuse now. I told her no worries to get back in touch with me when she's free to chill. Finally, my date for Saturday flaked by completely ignoring my text the day before the date, and on the day of the date. At this point, I'm very frustrated with the dating game. I don't understand why all these women would agree to chill with me so easily just to flake out. Unfortunately, I did text 2 of the girls days before our date just to check up on them. I saw Steve the Dean say to do that when you and him did the dating advice hour, so I thought it would be a good idea. Basically, my question is, what did I do wrong in this situation? I was upfront with all 3 women and messaged them saying, when are you free this week? We should get together and hang out, and they agreed. Sorry for the long email. I'm just frustrated with all of these flakes now. Okay, so basically, this is the thing, guys. This is the thing. For all you guys out there, when you're dealing with chicks and we talk about flakiness and girls flaking, you have to understand that women are going to flake. You understand? Like, you can't do anything to eliminate flakiness altogether, right? Now, I got a program on a Bad Boy membership where I talk about how to sort of limit flakiness, but you can't eliminate flakiness altogether, because there's going to be times, just like in your situation, you're going to have a few girls that seem like shit is lined up, and all of them could flake on you, or most of them will flake on you, and maybe you get one to go out with you, whatever. But I talked about this in another video where I was saying that when you first meet women, right, this is the time where it's easiest for them to flake on you and for shit to not go down, because they don't really know you yet. And this is why I say you got to play the numbers game, right? Because you're talking about like 3 or 4 women in this email, right? But what you have to do is you have to consistently keep talking to other girls while you're talking to girls, while you're talking to other girls, keep talking to more girls while you're talking to those girls, and keep talking to more girls. It's supposed to be, see, this is what a lot of you guys do. You get, this girl number, that girl number, and you're sort of like working on those chicks. And then you stop talking to other girls. You understand? What you have to understand is that a lot of times when you talk to, these chicks, they're going to be girls who are going to flake. So if you talk to like 10 chicks, right, you'll probably end up actually meeting up with maybe 2 or 3 of them, right? So you can't talk to 2 or 3 girls and, expect that, everything's going to go smoothly just with these 2 or 3 girls. Again, the lower the numbers, the more likely shit's not going to go down for you. This is why you got to get your numbers up. This is why I always talk about it's a numbers game. See, the thing you have to understand is no matter how good your game is, right, you still have to play the numbers game. You have to. Anybody that tells you differently is bullshitting you. And the reason why you have to play the numbers game is because in a lot of cases, when you're dealing with girls, when you're first fucking with them, like let's say you haven't went on a date with them, this is like the first time you're actually going to be on a date with them, you probably met them somewhere, you exchanged numbers, or you met them online, you exchanged numbers, but there has been no first date, right? Some of the situations as to why she's going to flake have nothing to do with you. Do you understand this? Has absolutely nothing to do with you. And this is why you have to play that numbers game. Because let's say you talk to 10 chicks, or you're supposed to see 10 chicks within maybe like a month or so, whatever. You got 10 girls' numbers. You're trying to set dates up with them, right? You're probably going to have 5 or 6 girls who's going to flake on you that have nothing to fucking do with you. You understand? Meaning that she was, getting back with her ex-boyfriend or some dumb shit. She got into arguing with her friend. Now she's feeling a certain way. She's not feeling sexy. She don't like her haircut, all this other dumb shit that makes her say, well, you know what? I don't want to go out with that guy. You understand? I don't feel like seeing anybody right now. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like it's feelings for them. So 6 out of those 10 girls, they're probably going to be like, flaking on you. Then, let's say out of those, 10 girls, you have 4 left. You might see 1 or 2 of them. But see, if you only talked to those 5 or 6 girls, but you didn't get to 10, right? You would have missed out on those 2 chicks who would have saw you. Because again, I talked about this before, at the beginning of when you're dealing with women, right? At the beginning, this is before the first date or first hookup ever happens. Shit is just up in the air. Even if you plan a date, even if you say, hey, let's meet up, whatever, she agrees, this shit is still up in the air. Why? Because she doesn't fucking know you yet. She has no emotional attachment to you yet. This does not mean that the girl won't show up. This does not mean that you're going to never go on a date, or it's going to be impossible for you to get dates because chicks are like this. What I'm saying, though, is that the more chicks you talk to, the more dates you're going to go on. Think about it this way. If you had, let's say, like in your situation, you had these, I think, 3 or 4 girls that you were talking to. Let's say there was a 5th girl, and she actually met up with you. You had a good time. Y'all was flirting. You made out. You fucked the shit out of her. Everything was great, right? Would you really care about the other 3 or 4 chicks in this email that flaked on you? No, you probably wouldn't give a fuck, because you was chilling with that one who was fucking with you. But see, to get to chill with that one who's fucking with you, you gotta get your numbers up. You see what I'm saying? Now, another thing you mentioned in here, you said that I did text. You said, unfortunately, I did text 2 of the 3 girls days before our date just to check up on them. I saw Steve the Dean say to do that when you and he did the dating advice hour, so I thought it would be a good idea. See, I always say, just hit a chick up to set a date up, and then only hit her back when you're confirming the date. Now, you can, if you want to, hit a chick up before that, but this is what we were saying on the show, and I think you missed it, and a lot of guys missed this too. You're not hitting her up to check up on her. If you're gonna hit her up, you're hitting her up only to get her excited to see you, meaning you're hitting her up to, like, be on some sex talk, dirty talk shit while you're waiting for the date. Now, the reason why I don't suggest guys to do this most of the time is because most guys don't know how to do this correctly. So until you learn how to do this correctly, I say just don't talk to the girl until you actually see her on the dates. Because if you checking up on her or talking to her and doing some extra shit, this influences her to want to flake. So all you really need to do is meet chicks, set up a date, see them on the date. If they don't see you on the date, charge them to the game. You see what I'm saying? Meet chicks, set the date up, go on the goddamn date. If they do not show up for the date, or if they flake, you charge them to the game. Now, if they are, like you said, one of the girls, you said that, she had an alternative day. She said, okay, I can't do this day, let's do Thursday. And you said, cool, and that's all good. But then again, she flaked again, so now you charge her ass to the game. You understand? It's real simple. It's real simple. So what you guys have to understand is that you are not going to somehow eliminate flakiness. It's just not going to happen. So what you really just need to do is you need to play the fucking numbers game, guys. You have to play the numbers game. And you have to get these chicks in and out of your life as soon as possible. So what that means is is that when I meet a chick, let's say I meet a chick today, I get her information. I'm at a coffee shop, I meet a girl, we exchange numbers, right? I hit her up tomorrow. I say, yo, good meeting you. Let's get together this weekend on Friday to get a drink at so-and-so bar. She says, cool. I hit her up either Thursday night or Friday during the day. Hey, what's up? We still on for tonight? She says, yes. I meet up with her and we get it popping. She says no, or she doesn't respond, I charge it to the game. It's that simple. And while this is happening, right, from the time where I met her at the coffee shop to the time we're supposed to go on a date, I done talked to 15 other women. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that the more women you talk to, the more you're going to have more women to go out with. Now, see, what helps, the flakiness be a thing that's happening less and less is when you tighten up your game. See, when you tighten up your game, when those chicks first meet you, right, the idea of seeing you is more exciting. You understand? So which is why they won't flake in most cases, right? So if, let's say, the reason why they're flaking has nothing to do with you, it's just whatever it is what it is. But if the reason why they're flaking has something to do with you, meaning, let's say you're calling them too much, you're acting all insecure or needy or whatever, or just your vibe or your energy is off or whatever, which makes her feel like she wants to flake, right? If you tighten all that shit up, then it's most likely that she is not going to flake. You understand? Now, I'm probably have to do a whole other video on this next point, but I just want to, mention this here. Is earlier I was talking about, when you first meet a chick, this is the time that it's going to be easy for her to flake because she doesn't know you, she has no emotional attachment to you and all that other shit, right? Now, what you got to understand about that is when you first meet a chick, right? And I think I talked about this a little bit on my live stream. When you first meet a chick, she has an idea about you. Meaning, her going out with you is just an idea. Right? When you see a girl who got a fat ass and you think she's hot, you want to fuck her. You're like, I'm trying to actually fuck her. You have already made it up in your mind that you want to have sex with her. See, women aren't like that. What happens at the beginning is you're just an idea. So what happens is that there's not a strong enough connection at the beginning for her to really stick with the plan. So if the idea sounds cool to her later, once it's presented to her again, and this is when you actually hit her up to set a date or confirm or whatever, if the idea sounds cool at that time when you represent it, then that's when she'll come and see you. And I'll give you an example so you guys can understand. And I talked about this before. If I told you that I got a hot chick that want to meet you, and I said, hey, I got this girl that's hot, you want to meet her? And you're like, yeah, hell yeah, that sounds cool, right? That's an idea. I'm giving you the idea. You're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Like, I would like to meet this hot chick you're talking about, right? But the thing is, she's not real to you yet because you haven't even seen her. You don't know how she looks. You haven't met her. It's just me saying there's some chick, right? Now, let's say a week and a half goes by. You probably forgot that I even told you about this chick, right? Now, let's say I hit you up and I say, yo, remember that girl that I was telling you about, the hot chick? Yeah, she's over my crib right now. Come through, I want to introduce you. Now, at that point, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, let me make it happen. Let me go. Right? So once that your friend, presented that idea to you again, and at that moment, you're like, cool, I ain't got nothing else to do. Yeah, I want to go see this chick. I'm doing whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You're not really busy. You're like, I'm going to go fucking see what's popping with this girl. You understand? So this is the same thing that happens for women, is that when you first meet them, you're like, hey, let me get your number. We should get together, get a drink. She's like, cool, sounds good. This is the same thing as your friend saying, hey, there's this girl that I would like you to meet or something, right? So she's saying cool to the idea of going out with you on a date. Then when you hit her up to actually set the date, when you actually hit her up, you know, you call her, you text her, whatever, and say, hey, are you free this Friday? Let's get together. That's her being reminded of the idea. Now, if she don't got shit to do or whatever, or she feels like, yeah, I can do that, she makes the decision like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, right? Now, when it comes to, you know, the actual date, you understand what I'm saying? And you confirm and you do all this other shit, the idea, again, is being presented. And based off of how she's feeling at that moment or whatever the fuck is going on, she's going to make the decision to go or not go. The same way if your boy said, hey, this the girl I was telling you about, I want you, you know, come through and meet her or whatever. If you were in a situation where, you know, let's say, for example, you actually couldn't meet her. Let's say you were at work or you were somewhere making money or you was actually with another chick. You probably say, oh man, you know, I can't really do it right now. Based off of your situation you're in now. Based off of the situation that presented itself and how you're feeling in that situation is lending itself to you saying, look, I can't do this. This is what happens with chicks when you've presented that idea again. She's like, at the moment, she's just like, you know, I'm not really feeling it. I'm in another situation now that makes me say I don't want to have to deal with that idea of going out with this guy, or I'm not really down for that anymore. Even though I said it before, now that it's here now, at this moment, I don't know. And again, that all goes with women not actually being emotionally attached at this point. And this is why it's very important for you guys to play the numbers game. This is why it's important for you guys to fucking set the dates quickly when you first meet a chick and try to get that first meeting as quick as possible. And this is why it's important for you when you on that date to actually build that sexual tension and try to get that connection going, because then that starts the actual thing happening. See, a lot of times when you'll get more flakes before a first date than you'll get after a first date. You understand? It's just getting that first date. You see what I mean? And this is just how women are. You understand? Like, that's just how they are. So knowing that this is how they are, you have to maneuver to get the best situation going for you. And then the best situation for you is to play the numbers game and tighten up your game so that when you do meet these chicks and try to see them again and make shit happen, they're more likely to come and fuck with you. You understand? Again, you know, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it does have something to do with you based off of how you're acting in between the time you meet her to the time you're trying to make the date happen. So you just got to understand that. And at the end of the day, to make it, you know, easier for you, you just got to keep going and keep, you know, hollering at different chicks. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. Listen, guys, if you want to learn how to limit, you know, the flakiness, make sure you go to badboymembership.com and join the membership and get my program about flakiness so that you can learn how to, you know, limit the amount of flakiness that you are going to deal with. Now, again, you can't totally eradicate it, but you definitely can limit it. All right. So that's pretty much it. I'm out of here, guys. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, make sure you click the link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Now, this is a private one-on-one coaching session between me and you where we chop up game for a half an hour. So make sure you click that link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 to 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.